So you said Freeman Cooper, the former chief of police, was the one who picked your father up from the hospital?
And his brother was the arresting officer who never took the witness stand, by the way. Huh?
He go way back like that?
Isaac Cooper was his brother. And Isaac Cooper was terminated from the police department because he busted Fanny Crumsey's son's spleen. You know, Fanny Crumsey was one of the 5 black women who was shot on 9th Street back in 1980 by the Ku Klux Klan. So, Fanny Crumsey's son, spleen was busted by Isaac Cooper. Isaac Cooper was terminated from the police force here, and he was picked up at the Red Bank Police Department, and there he's been, and last year I think they terminated him from there or something.
Hey guys, let's be sure to raise our hands, raise them high when we're asking questions, and take a few more.
My girl.
Hey, Miss Maxine. So I have 2 questions. And the first question I have is, like, could you speak a little bit about the role of media in locally talking about your dad's case, and if it was helpful or harmful? Like, I know Mom always talked about some woman who named the cops in the, was it the Times?
Well, I'm not exactly sure, but I always think the media is just part of the system. You know, they want to protect the system just like everybody else. But one of the things they did, though, that was really hurtful was we had, after we started the prayer vigils, there were 3 guys over in Silverdale who wanted to talk to us, and some people went over there and got statements from them, and then they turned it back over to our attorney, and he went and got statements, and that those 3 people were like kept away from the media and kept away from the other side until like a week before trial. And a week before trial, they found those statements, and they printed those people's statements, and the Internal Affairs Department got involved and absolutely, you know, just tried it in press, and some of the people that were not allowed to testify. A lot of them were not allowed to testify. One other thing I want to say, though, in this trial, we're talking about people with all these connections. Melvin Carson was a wild man in the police department. He was put in the police department because in the city jail because he had gone over the state line in Georgia and shot out somebody's tires who was running from him. But Melvin Carson had also been involved in a bank robbery. And at the time my father was killed and all this stuff went down, Melvin Carson was an informant for the FBI. That's a huge conflict of interest. Huge. And he was an informant because he was trying to talk about this bank robbery. But it's just ridiculous, all of it is. What's your other question?
My other question is, like, almost 30 years later, what does justice actually look like in the Wadey Settles case?
Well, I really would like for the people to be involved to go to jail. I don't think that's going to happen. I want to ease my mind and heart that I've done everything possible. I want restitution and compensation for every day of every pain I've ever had, for my mother's dying in the midst of this. And I want to get the hell out of here and live the rest of my life in peace and comfort. That's what I want.
Do we have any more questions?
I'm not sure which one of you mentioned the report that recently, or was done recently, showing that the Chattanooga jails had the highest rate per capita or something. I think you may have mentioned that. Do you know what that report was?
It was by the Justice Department. And it's been a few years ago. I don't have a copy of it at my fingertips, but it's the clipping file at the Chattanooga Library. You can get a copy of it there.
You're talking about when they made the report that Chattanooga was...
Per capita, more people killed by the police here than anywhere else in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the library?
Per capita.
No, where in the library is it?
The Chattanooga Public Library. They have a clipping file on police brutality, and you can get all kinds of stuff there.
I remember when the Department of Justice came out and said that Chattanooga, Tennessee was 7th in the nation in terms of police brutality reports being filed with the Department of Justice. They ranked with people like, states, communities like Philadelphia, New York, Los Angeles. And as far as a city, 2,000, under 200,000 people, they were the first, #1 in the nation in terms of police brutality complaints being filed. And that's...
They're in first place per capita.
Right.
How many people? There's more people killed in LA because there's a lot more people there. But if the same percentage of people was being killed by police in LA, that they'd be getting a couple hundred every weekend or something.
Y'all got the first ever co-ed standing